Hello guys, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade and Daily Teachings. So another video guys, direct to X video. My YouTube is still down, but I've been liking the response on these videos. So I'm continuously trying to put out the 20-minute daily trade recaps showing you guys how we trade the winners, how we trade the losers, how we plan in the pre-market, and how you can use this strategies, the system, the setup to be consistent in the market. So a lot to cover today. Let's do a quick introduction before we move forward. I'll try to keep the introduction quick so that I can finish the complete recap in 20 minutes. So guys, we trade a repeatable trading system called Ripster EMA cloud system that thousands of traders used to trade consistently around the world, be in my community, be my followers, or if you know around the world, thousands of traders use this system to trade consistently in the market. We trade repeatable setups. Nothing is random. System is how you trade. Setup is what you trade. So that's what we do. Anything I'm going to recap today is either from any ideas I share on X, on YouTube, or mostly from my communities, any trades we are taking in our communities. Our community is one of the largest trading communities online, largest educational community online, with not being an alert or signal service, where our focus is to provide best amazing platform for all the traders to come together and trade a system and not just trade randomly. We have a bunch of free tools in the community. We have 3-4 option force flow scanners, stock scanners, news boards, breaking news alerts, unhold book map. We provide a lot of value in our community, and I'm on the live in our community every day on the voice, on the live screen share, and we do make a pre-market plan every day. Thousands of traders are trading on our floor all day, sharing ideas with each other, trying to find opportunities in the market, keeping our losers small, our winners big, trading our repeatable setup, repeatable system, repeatable concepts that I teach you guys day in, day out on X. I try to show you through these recaps so you can learn those setups. You don't really need to join the community, but I want you to not trade randomly, only trade the system so that you can also find the success. That's why we have so many webinars and PowerPoints in the community. You can see my free webinars on YouTube. Everything I teach is what I show you live in the community. And we have many more webinars in the community as well if you want to join and learn from them as well. So anyways, that's quick introduction. So every morning we have this game plan. We make a game plan in the pre-market. We have earning plays, upgrades, downgrades, news plays. We make a support level, resistance level. We make an initial bias, which we will go through each setup that we play today. We'll show how we played that. Then we also have something called day 2, day 3 repeatable setup. This is another strategy that I invented. My top day 2, day 3s are usually on the top. That's what we trade. We will cover a few of those today that I guided specifically. I don't focus on all the plays. I personally don't trade all the plays. But I guide everything for my traders in the community because everybody's trading something, and I make sure that I guide the new traders the right way, the stops, the targets, the entries, so that we can have a profitable day in the community. We also trade crypto stocks. We share this crypto watch list in the community as well. We trade futures. We provide the futures guidance in the pre-market as well, and of course we trade indexes, SPY, QQQ, and we provide all that information as well. So anyways, that was a quick introduction. Let's start with today's recap. All right, so we do have a lot to cover. I wish there were, I need to figure out a way where I can create a different timestamps so you guys can go to the ticker that you want to listen to, but I guess we'll go through everything. For SPY QQQ, nothing much to cover. We were long in the morning on SPY QQQ. We were actually green. We were trading this 1 hour breakout chart. You can go back on my Twitter's feed and you can see that we were trading this 1 hour breakout. You see that's what we were trying to trade all day long. We were long in the morning, SPY QQQ long, and we were also adding the dips you see here, and our longs were working fine. But you have to understand, when VIX drops so much, the volatility decreases, the range decreases, the ATR decreases, the option pricing decreases. That's why you don't see big huge moves. You barely make 20, 30, 40% on the options, right? So SPY, we were long in the morning. You can see that 939 I told the traders to long it, and from that long we pushed from 606, 150, 660 towards 601, 679, right? 6050 barely a $1, right? That was nothing. And then we got stopped out when there was a dump on the news. And then we got another call there, which traders came back long. That was another long. We do not buy these dips. We do not. The key is not to build the bad habits. You see that we were long here, we stopped out, and then it called. Traders got long again. You can see that I told the traders it's a SPY QQQ long. We need a high of the breakout, right? So it was a long again, but again there's no range. There's barely $1. So I'm not interested to trade that. So I'm not really interested to trade that $1 range. I'm interested for home run trades, all day trend. That's what I'm interested in, and that's what I'm going to show you the setups that you could trade rather than just getting stuck in SPY QQQ, Nasdaq, ES futures. Today was not that day. The range was tight. Yes, you could scalp it. Yes, people bought this dump because it was, like I tweeted, the algos are kind of messed up. When you mention nuclear, they think it's something crazy and they dump it. And but the traders bought it. It went back. That's fine. But nothing crazy today on this action, not interested. But we were long and we got stopped out. The traders were long on this reclaim. You can pause the screens and go through my guidance since I'm trying to cover this full recap in 20 minutes. But that was the story of SPY QQQ today. Something to note is that the 1 hour is still flagging. 1 hour is still bullish. That's why we were trading 1 hour charts today. We were not trading 10 minutes. You could see that this is what we were trading. And finally, we did get the 1 hour breakout on QQQs. But if you look at the 1 hour chart, it makes sense that how we are moving. But again, the range is too small. QQQ did go a little bit higher, but a SPY range is even tighter. That's not what we are looking for. All right, so let's go to our. All right, so let's go through our big play of the day. That was. All right, so first one we're going to discuss is Lily. So what was going on with Lily? Why was Lily our top play today? Why did we choose to long Lily? Let's take a look. Right, nothing we do is random. Right, the few things. Lily home run today because Lily had a news yesterday. Right. It didn't make a big move yesterday, but it was on our day 2 setup. You see that? Day 2 Ripster, day 2, day 3 repeatable strategy. I teach you guys again and again. It was number 4 on my day 2, day 3 setup. I could have moved it higher, but it was my number 4. The reason it was my focus, this daily EMA, daily 50 EMA is so important. I teach again and again and again. And for years I've been teaching it, and I stress it because I need everybody to understand and find these opportunities. So anyways, Lily had a news yesterday. Yesterday it didn't do anything, but you could see that this was a nice breakout over Ripster MTF 50 clouds. This, guys, is the most highly probable indicator that I've ever created on a 10-minute chart. Everybody uses the EMS on daily chart. That's fine. Nobody before I invented it ever used it on the intraday charts, and that's why I'm so proud of this one. So let's see another example how MTF was breaking out. So you see that it's looking to break out of the 50 EMA on daily chart. Also a 1 hour flag. Daily chart also trying to look pretty nice. So everything was A+. MTF check. Day 2 check. 1 hour chart, beautiful check. So everything was looking good. So that's why as soon as I see the strength, I with the confidence I tell everybody that it's an MTF long. Right? And the 790 was the first target. It gave a pullback. I told everybody on the voice, get that pullback because we are going back to the 790. You see that? I told that 931, 933, 942, 790, again the target. As we started to move in, I told the traders stops break in. You have to be ready. You need to know this is your setup. You need to be ready because if you're just rubbing your eyes in the morning, it's not going to work. Yes, you can make money. For years, traders have made money with alerts and all, but you will lose money. I used to give so many alerts. If you go back 4, 5, 6 years, literally traders made money. I was alerting things, but I realized until you put your own conviction, your education, that's just fast money. Fast money goes away fast. So you need to build that conviction. That's why I show you these setups, how you need to be ready. I know Lily has moved so much every time we trade it. We have historical trades in Lily. This is not the first time. and it has the personality that it moves. So that's why I focus on it. Anyways, so 790 was our first target, and I told the traders to put the stops break even. Then we hit our 790 target, and next target I gave was 795. And after that, I told the traders to sell your 60% position, keep your 40% position for 798, 800. Then we saw the flag break. This is where I said flag break, and then we met our 800 target. You see, at 10 a.m. I said 800 target is coming. By 11:30 we hit our 12:40 we hit our 800 target. When we hit our 800 target, I told the traders to move your stops at 797. I also said if we push over 800, we are going to go much higher. I gave the stops of 799. I also gave the swing traders a stop of 796. I told the day traders to exit, but I told the swing traders to hold, because if you hold, it's a beautiful, beautiful daily chart. Never ignore the daily chart. It's going to go higher, right? It's great for option traders. It's great for leverage ETF traders. If you look at leverage ETF on LilyX, although not pretty liquid, so but you need to know what you are doing. You could have longed it 16 bucks, $1, 3,000 shares, 4,000 shares. You risk $500 you are making $3 grand, $4 grand with the leverage ETFs. Or you could have traded options on Lily. On that options, you could have taken 800. I told the traders 800 lotto is nice. That ran from 6 bucks to 18 bucks, 300%. You don't need to go crazy. If you're a small account, you just need 1 or 2. 600 turns into 1800. 1200 turns into 3,000, 3,600. So that's how you need to trade it. You need to scale out, hold, scale out. Just like I said, sell 60%, hold rest. So guys, amazing trade. Again, no hindsight, no BS. Everything time stamped, everything showed you the pre-market planning and the guidance. Build that confidence. Next time you can find a trade like Lily, just like I found it right at 9:31 a.m., right at the market open, and it was a home run for us. All right, so I'm going to go pretty fast here. Let's go to the next one, Apple, so that we can finish everything in our 20 minutes recap. So what was the plan on Apple? Let's go to our pre-market game plan. All right, so here we go. So the pre-market plan on Apple was Goldman, came back, defended with the price target of 253 after yesterday's sell-off. So Apple was on our watch as a day two. As you know, it sold off yesterday. So highlighted is a red focus trade, high watch, long if the 512 calls, no go under 200, 250, bearish to neutral bias. Remember this 200 level. I talked about this Apple. So as soon as I see the strength, I told the traders Apple calls, take longs, Apple, and your stops are at 201.40. You see this is bouncing. Your stops are right here. That's the stops I gave. As we started to move up, I gave the stops of 202s. And then we got a flag break out of the MTF, and it pushed to 204.50. From 201.50 to 201.60, you almost made $3, and you were risking what, 70, 80 cents. That's a good risk reward trade, right? Something you see that there was this MTF breakout right here, MTF breakout, MTF, that's 20 MTF, 1 hour MTF, and you see that 200 psychological level bounce exactly from there. That gives you the confidence to trade Tesla. That makes it an A+ call, because you have defined risk level, psychological level, MTF, repeatable, nothing random, high probability. That's what I want. That's why I don't go for the setups like random dips. I want to see when my parameters trigger. That's when I want to long stuff, and that's how we make consistent money in the markets. All right, so Google. So what was happening on Google today? Let's go back. Let's go to our pre-market planning on the Google here. So the reason the Google was on watch list because Google is all our daily trade setup, right? So 107.610 and 175.66. Those were 2 pivots point resistance were given to the traders. They can trade using Ripster and clouds. So not only that, in the morning I watch a lot of things when I'm analyzing the market, when I'm on the voice, when thousands of traders are listening to me on the voice. I make sure that I provide the right information so that my community members can make the right decision, right? The market was choppy, but one thing I noticed was Google was strongest. Google was the strongest setup. I mentioned that right at the open. At that time, we didn't really knew that there was a bullish news on Google, and we saw the unusual flow, and then came the bullish news. I saw the flow on 180s. I saw the flow on 180 250s. So I told the traders you can long it. Most of this guidance was on the on voice. So that's how we found Google. That's why we were not trading some other weak stuff like Netflix short that we did. We'll talk about it. So you see that I told the traders this is flow, good long. I gave the flag breakout. I told the hold for your target of 180. Our final target was 180 to 50. We never got it. Ghost board alerted the flow, and you see we continuously start push. I gave the breakout long at 940s as well, and the pre-market planning, and then finally when SPY dumped, we had to exit it, and you could exit it here, you could exit it here, but this was the final exit, and Google was a nice trade, and did so that was the bounce later end of the day from MTF. So that's how we traded Google. I saw the flow, I saw the relative strength. That's how I analyze in the market things in the market. All right, so let's look at some earning plays here. So what's going on with the earning plays? So traders usually think only thing that they can trade in the market is SPY QQQ or your Mag 7. That's not how it works. Every day we make a plan. I make a live pre-market plan, and then I go through on the voice as well. What are we gonna do? SGM, right? It had beats earning, misses on revenue, guides below EPS, below the consensus, revenue in line guidance. So what was my plan? Gave us support level, gave resistance, bearish buys to short as long as under 104. Clear description provided. Watch out if 512 calls. But what did I see? I saw the 3450, Ripster 3450 clouds rejecting. That was a short right away. That was a short right away. You short 100 shares, 200 shares, 500 shares. You just put a $1 stop. That's it. So my guidance read earning play short. And even when it broke the pre-market lows short, right? And just let it fade all day long. Even if you hit at $100, 100 psychological short, you still made $6-7 worth of profit. Even with 100 shares, you made $700-800 today, risking $100. That's the risk reward, and you hold all day long. Beautiful trade on SJM earning play. You saw the pre-market guidance, and you did see how we traded it in the community. All right, so next one we're going to look at is AAON. So what was AAON? Another earning play, another play that I made high red. Reason I make it red, because I have high confidence on these plays. Yes, sometimes they don't work, but mostly I know they're high focus. So what was the plan? They did Outlook and Investor Day. They affirmed their 3-year target. The bias was bearish, 93, 94, 95, bearish bias to short the pops. Why was the bias bearish? There's many reasons the bias are bearish. Because it's a trend trading under all the key EMAs. It's breaking the daily 50 EMA. When something breaks daily 50 EMA, I have told hundreds and thousands of times, it is a key pivot and bearish. You can make home run trades on that, right? So as soon as I saw the weakness, I told the traders to watch the pops and short the pops. And I told them to short it. And from that short, I told the traders all day long, they're still heavy, no need to cover. Put the stops at $82 when we were trading. Later in the day when we were trading here, we put the stops at $82 and then we stopped out. But you see that all you needed to short 100 shares, right? You make $1,000. You short 1,000 shares, you make $10,000. Whatever is your account size, your risk potential. These are repeatable setups because you are making 10 times, 3 times, 4 times more than what you risk. If I lost, what would have I lost? I would have lost $2 per share. That's fine. But I'm making $6-7 on the downside. More trades like this you do, more your account will grow. Options are a little different for these things because they're spready, illiquid, completely different risk management, but you can definitely do it. If it was liquid, hold all day long because your winner needs to be bigger. You need to respect the clouds. That's why so many traders are finding success with Ripster clouds, because their winners are huge, their losers are small. Unless and until you change it, it's going to be very difficult for you. So make sure you use the Ripster clouds, use what I teach, hit the home runs. All right, so let's look at our loser today. PLTR was our loser this morning. PLTR again was our day 2 setup. Quickly going to show you that on the PLTR. PLTR, here you go, support level, resistance level, the notes from the pre-market. As soon as I saw the amateur flush, I told the traders to short, but it swiped right on my face, and I told the traders, turned long, exit short, take a $1 loss and move on. But even the short long didn't work, and it popped a little bit. I did give the longs. I gave the stops at 132, and then our stops hit, and it came all the way back down, and we took a loss. But key thing you see here, the losers are $1, $2. The winners are $9, $8. So you can see that even if I'm losing on these, I'm going to find a home run where I'm going to make 6 times more. But if case your losers becomes crazy, then it's not going to work. If you see my system, my recaps, our losers are always small. All right. Nice looking chart for PLTR. We'll watch it tomorrow. Let's go to the next one. All right, so let's look at Tesla today. So what was happening on Tesla today? Tesla was on our pre-market game plan. It was a long winner yesterday as well. There's a lot of reasons for that. Tesla, this was the plan. Small gap under 1313, so cautious of that. Watch MTF bounce, bullish to neutral bias. If 3450 breaks, look for a short scalp first before recovery. Look for a short scalp first before recovery. So overall, we were bullish, right? Why were we bullish? Because yesterday, Tesla curled on the 10-minute chart, curled on the 1-hour MTF clouds, curled on the 50 EMAs, so we were bullish. Remember, do you remember my MTF magnet? I showed it yesterday. I will show you it on Netflix as well. MTF to MTF. Crosses one MTF, most likely it will touch the next MTF for the swing traders. That was your MTF magnet. So what happened on Tesla today? We were long in the Tesla in the morning versus 313. We saw a lot of unusual flow. We were looking for 318 breakout. That's what I told the traders, 318 breakouts. We moved the stops under 3 or 314. It did dump a little bit, stopped out the traders, but then the flow started to hit again. Then the traders took a call right here at 3450, pushed it, bounced at 3450, pushed it, then there was an MTF breakout, again pushed a few bucks. So beautiful trade for the traders. I personally was out early, but amazing trade. I did tell the traders to swing into the robotaxi. Amazing recovery on Tesla. Only with Ripster Cloud you could time the reversal. You could see it right here, see it right here, see it right here, see it right here. All right, let's wrap up last few tickers quickly. Circle was another short winner today. What we were doing on Circle today, Circle was our day to set up again. Circle day to set up, number one day to set up. As soon as I see the weakness on Circle, you can see that timestamp. You can pause the screen and go through it. I saw the weakness. I said day to short, your stops at 115, only hit the pops. All day it faded from that 112, 110 short to 101. Easy trade. No options are high IV, so not a great of not a great great on the options. We were also short core weave. Core weave was our day to short, but that one didn't work out. Chopped us all day. We were shorted right at the open. They were bearish, and it did not really work. You see that held the MTF clouds. So core weave was our loser there as well.